Mrs. Lee here. It's assembly number 8. Welcome back to the second half of our autumn term. How are you? I hope that you are okay. Me? Oh, thank you for asking. I'm okay too. Now, we've got lots of things to celebrate across the next week. We are going to start off though with our routine. Come with me. What's the time, Mr. Wall? Well, I can see the yellow pencil, which is our long hand, and it is known as that's right, the minute hand is on the number 6. And I know that means, well done, it means half past. Now, the hour hand, the green pencil, the short hand, the little hand, is in between the 3 and 4. We put it all together and we get, that's right, it's 3:30. Now, it's 3:30 and it's still light, but that's going to change soon. It's going to start getting darker, isn't it? Because we are now heading into the end of autumn, going towards, do you know? That's right, winter. So Mrs. Lee's got her warm jacket on. All right, I'll always make sure I've got my blue lanyard though, outside of my jacket, and it's getting a bit chilly, so I want to see people in their coats. Even if the sun is shining outside, it's not always warm, it's a bit chilly. Now, what else is happening? Well, this is the month of November. We will have a new language of the month to celebrate. Mrs. Sabi will sort that out this week. Just for today though, let's just practice one more time, speaking in Polish. Dzień dobry. You say it, dzień dobry. Another way of saying good morning or good afternoon to people in Polish. That was our language of the month. Now, over my shoulder, we've got our Makaton sign. Our Makaton sign is a 2-part action, and the word down here says science. You've got to imagine you're putting things into a pot, okay? Science. Right, let's have a go at signing science, science. Can you sign science? Brilliant, children. You might be thinking, why, Mrs. Lee, are we thinking about signing science? Well, I don't know if you can see here, but there's lots of celebrations happening this week that are linked to science. So we've got World Science Day, Marie Curie's birthday. Marie Curie was a very, very famous scientist. She's no longer with us, but you will find out more about her later on this week. We've got the birth of Guru Nanak, and something that you are probably all getting excited about, Guy Fawkes Day. Now, you might be thinking, how is Guy Fawkes linked to science? Well, Guy Fawkes was an expert. He was an expert in gunpowder. Now, the way to be an expert is to find out more about it, experiment, investigate. And that's what science is all about. It's about investigating, trying out things and seeing what will happen. And that's what Guy Fawkes did. Now, he did that in Spain. But do you know what? Guy Fawkes was actually born in the United Kingdom. Now, we celebrate the 5th of November. Now, when Mrs. Lee was little, we actually celebrated it a little bit differently to what we do now. We only had fireworks on the 5th of November. So we only saw these happening in the nighttime sky when it was dark on the 5th of November. And sometimes we had them in the garden, and sometimes we had sparklers, and sometimes we went to big displays where you can see fireworks all right up in the nighttime sky. Now, nowadays, sometimes you will see fireworks at different times of the year. You can definitely have fireworks in your garden, and you can have fireworks at a big display. You might go to somebody's house. I don't know. Now, so there's some things that are similar, some things that are different. Now, the reason that we celebrate the 5th of November and Guy Fawkes is about this man. Let me find him for you. You've got pictures of him here. Where is he? Guy Fawkes. He's the one with the red plume in his hat here. He had an idea about setting fire, blowing up, exploding the Houses of Parliament. Good thing or not good thing? That's right, it isn't a good thing. Now, he was born in the UK. He was born in a place called York in 1570. There is a cathedral, the Minster in York. And his family were very religious, a lot like all the other families that were living around him at the time. At the time when he was born, there was this woman on the throne called Queen Elizabeth I. Now, she was a Protestant, and lots of people didn't like that, okay? Many people wanted everybody to be Catholic, okay, which is a different type of Christianity. Now, Guy went to a school in York, all right, and then he went over to a country called Spain, all right, and that's where he became an expert in the use of gunpowder. There's Guy Fawkes, okay, and when he came back to the UK, the Queen had died, and there was a new king. And this is the king. He was called James I of England. Can you see him there, children? All right, look at his fine clothes. Now, when Elizabeth died and James I became a new king, Catholics hoped that life would improve for them. They were really, really hoping that the king would change lots of the laws in the country. However, he didn't, okay? And Guy Fawkes was very cross about that, angry, in fact, and he wasn't the only one. This picture is a very, very famous picture, a drawing of all the plotters. These people here, these men here, they were called the gunpowder plotters. They had a very, very daring plan. They decided, because they didn't like what was happening in the United Kingdom, in England, that they were going to blow up the Houses of Parliament when James I was there. Good thing or not a good thing? Not a good thing, is it? Just because you don't like something doesn't mean that you can go and do something so horrible. Well, they had an idea. They decided they were going to get lots of gunpowder and they were going to put it under the Houses of Parliament and then blow up the Houses of Parliament. Now, I don't know if you know, but they got caught. So they had this idea. Let's see if I can show you a little picture. Oh dear, they had this idea and they were caught. There's the guards catching him. And there's the big barrels of gunpowder. Like I say, he was an expert at gunpowder. He knew what he was doing, but he didn't bank on someone telling on him. And somebody did tell on him who found out about the plot, and they knew that it was a really, really bad idea. So he got put in prison. Some of them were executed. So that means that they were killed because of what they were planning on doing. But luckily, the House of Parliament were not set on fire, which is a good thing, isn't it? And because it was such a shocking event, people wanted to remember it, and that's why every year people celebrate the 5th of November. And look, there we go. They have fireworks in the sky, don't they? And we have rockets that go off. Now, can you just remember the rules about fire safety? I wonder if you can. It is a really, really good idea to put a pair of these on, children, gloves. And you might not be chilly, but I want you to wear gloves if you've got a sparkler, all right? So that you can try to protect your hands. And I say this because this happened in my family twice, where somebody didn't put gloves on and didn't handle the fireworks very carefully, and then they got burnt across their hands and once here on their face. Now, another thing that you could do with is a bucket full of water. So when you have finished with your sparkler, you put your sparkler in the bucket of water. Because even though the light has gone, it is still very, very hot. Gloves will help protect you. The water will also save you. So please remember that while you're having lots and lots of good fun with the fireworks. Now, you can come and have a look at some of these books that Mrs. Lee has got here, all about the gunpowder plot, find out more about it. These are called non-fiction books, and I will leave them, you see, I'm going to leave them up there for you to have a little look at. You can see lots of other pictures of fireworks as well. Now, down here, I don't know if you can see all these books here, you can look at these books whenever you come in to eat your lunch. So when you're sitting on the benches, really important, get yourself a book and have a little look at it. You can share a book with a friend, But you must be looking at a book, not doing lots and lots and lots of chatting. Have a look at the books. Now, when you've finished with your book, I've made a new box. I would like you to put your book inside this box once you've finished reading it. Put it in carefully, like it says here. Place books carefully in here so that somebody else can have a little look at them at the end as well. So, oh my gosh, lots of things to remember. Can you remember about these, children? That's right. If you see somebody with a blue lanyard on in school, good thing. If they haven't got a lanyard on, or maybe they've got a different colour lanyard, please can you get a grown-up and talk to a grown-up, all right? Because that person should not be in our school unless they are with somebody who's got a blue one on. Blue ones mean that the person has been checked out carefully to make sure they should be in our school. We certainly wouldn't want Guy Fawkes in our school, would we now? Right, okay, so I've talked about Guy Fawkes, I've talked about gloves, talked about, that's it, the bucket of water, talked about our lanyard, talked about keeping warm because it's very chilly outside. I've talked about where to put the books once you've read them. God, so many things to remember. What's behind me? Yeah, it's our attendance, isn't it? It's really, really important that you're in school. Have you seen what Mrs. Whitten's been up to again? Not only has she made us a sandpit, not only has she made us all that big lovely water tray, not only has she got all the things out on the front of the playground, on the back of the playground for us to play with, but she's now spruced up our mud kitchen and made it into a cafe. How lucky are we? So if you see Mrs. Whitten, you are going to say, that's right, you're going to say thank you to her for being such a beautiful, wonderful lady in our school, and her family came with her over the half-term holiday and have helped to make the mud kitchen like it is today. Please look after it. I was very sad to find out that somebody across the Hertford, either in infant school or in a junior school, had broken one of our kayaks. I'm sure it was an accident, but you do need to look after things and be careful with them so that other people can enjoy them later. Right, what else have I got to share with you? Well, I'm hoping that you're all going to be in school so you can get a stamp, and I'm hoping that everybody's going to follow that's it, the 7 golden rules, and I'm hoping that you have a great time if you go to a firework display, and I'm hoping that you remember your gloves and you remember the water. That's right, children. Lots of things to remember to keep ourselves happy and safe. Right then, Mrs. Lee is going to finish there. But I'm going to remember my last thing. That's right, it's our prayer. Listen to the words. Don't race through them. Listen to them because they're really important words. Ready? Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good. In all my work and all my play, to grow more loving every day. Amen. Really, really important. Okay. Have a lovely, lovely week, children. I'm hoping to see you about. Come and find me and tell me about your half term, what you got up to. I wonder if any of you went off in an aeroplane and went somewhere warm. Who knows? Come find me and tell me. Right. Have a lovely week. Take care. Bye.